parents didn't do it. As you continue to read, it's like, I don't know. Maybe they did do it. You done cheated on me and accused of killing her? She said 6.5, and I was like, baby, that ain't even on the scale. So I gotta see what this book is talking about. I already knew what was T. 5 mother effing stars, okay? 5 mother effing stars. Oh my God. Please. Police. Police. Get a grip on life. J-name men are the worst. And facts. But then you start reading it and it's like, that's fine for you. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Reading Over Reality, where we choose reading over reality. My name is Jahquel. Y'all know I've been MIA. May has been a busy month for me, so I've been having to put YouTube on the back burner. Hopefully June, I'm caught up. I will say June is looking like it's gonna be a little busy too, but I'm trying to get some videos pre-filmed and edited so that I don't have to worry about it during the month of June, and that way I will be consistent. So please forgive me for being MIA and pray for me that I will get on my Zoom. Today we're doing a May reading wrap up. So I'm gonna give y'all a couple of stats before I get started. I read 14 books and I DNF 2 books. I read 9 physical books and 5 ebooks, 6 romances, 4 thrillers, 4 fantasy / romantasy. One of the DNFs was an urban romance and it was an ebook. And the other book was a physical book and it was a YA romance. For anybody that cares about stats, I figure I should include that. First book I read was a highly anticipated read. I saw it floating around Booktok, Bookstagram, all that recently, and especially by Alexandria Hurley. She rated this book 6 stars, which I was like, 6 stars, baby, that ain't no... Did she say 6? I think she said 7 actually. No, 6.5. She said 6.5 and I was like, baby, that ain't even on the scale. So I gotta see what this book is talking about. The Mixtape by Brittainy. I read this on Kindle Unlimited. It's about a single mom and a grieving musician, a singer, a guy. He's a singer. Something tragic happened to him. He lost somebody. They somehow get connected because he gets drunk and frustrated, and she helps him out of a bad situation because he is famous. He ends up giving her a job working for him as a chef, and they basically, you know, it's a romance. You know what happens. They start to fall in love and whatnot. I rated this book a 4-star. It was not amazing to me, but it was really good. It did pull on your heartstrings. It made you cry a little bit. It made me cry, I will say that. I kind of predicted at the beginning what was going to happen, the tragedy, just by starting it off. I don't know, I just got that feeling like, what, yeah, this is about to happen. And it, even though I kind of knew it was happening, I was still sad. And then the music that this lady puts in the book, but like the song aspect of the tragedy, I was boo-hooing, okay? I was boo-hooing. So that's what made any book that really gets a physical response out of me, like if I'm actually laughing out loud, if I'm crying, tears rolling down my face, like if I'm getting angry, then more than likely it's gonna be a 4 or 5 stars, typically 5 stars, but this just did not give me that 5-star feeling, so that's why I rated it 4 stars. But it did invoke emotions from me. So after that, that kind of sort of put me in a tiny reading slump, where it wasn't really a reading slump. I just did not know. I'm a mood reader. I did not know where to go from there. I still kind of wanted some romance, and I just wasn't feeling any of the books I had. Of course, when I do that, I get on Kindle Unlimited, and I went and found me a little filler book. And the next book I read was From Come Over to Come Home by Jahquel and Jay. And it was a quick little read. It was basically about an ex-NFL player gets a new job opportunity in a new state, so he's looking to buy a home in that state, and he ends up being connected with the realtor, who is the female main character, and she is a single mom the top realtor in her area, and she's basically trying to help him find a home, but he ain't interested in finding no home. He's interested in her. It's very insta love, and if you know, you know, I don't really care for insta love. I read this book a 2-star. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. I would have given it a 3. The only reason I feel like I give it a 2 is because I wouldn't recommend this book to anybody. If anybody ever asked me for a quick little romance recommendation, this would never come to my mind. If anybody came to me and said, hey, should I read this? I'm gonna say, no, go read something else. I'll give them other options. It just wasn't bad, but it wasn't good enough to recommend to people. So that's the only reason I feel like I should give it a 2. Otherwise, I'm kind of neutral on it. I'm not mad that I read it, but also if I got the time back in my life, I wouldn't be mad. I pretty much use Kindle books, Kindle Unlimited books as like filler books, find a little short, quick romance, and that's pretty much what Kindle Unlimited fulfills for me. Next up, I went to read The Girls I've Been by Tess Sharpe. This was a highly anticipated read for me. If you saw my last book haul, I think it was my last book haul. I got this, actually, was it my book? I don't know. I got this on my trip to Florida last month at Barnes & Noble's, and I was very excited to read this. It's about a group of kids that end up going to a bank to deposit some money after a fundraiser, and like not even 5 minutes later, 2 guys start robbing the bank. And basically, the main female character has a backstory that makes her not the person that bank robbers want to have as a hostage, because she's causing problems, she's smart, street smart, and all that other stuff. They don't know who they messing with when they got her. This was a highly anticipated read for me. I was excited when I read the synopsis on the back, but I almost DNF'd it, baby. I almost DNF'd it. I'm disappointed. And the issue is, what I am finding is I'm not a YA reader. This was very YA. It was too YA for me. Some YA books are not bad, but majority of them for me are. Because there's just too, like, this book is, how many pages is this? This about 360-ish pages. And I feel like it could have been like 250. They're so, like, they were talking in circles. They were saying the same thing over and over. Like, the dialogue, it was, I never thought I would say too much dialogue. There was too much dialogue. They were talking about the same thing, and once you think you got a resolution out of that topic that they're talking about, somebody else rekindles another point to keep the conversation going. And it's like, y'all just get the F over it. And then I feel like in YA books, the issues they have are not issues. It's not that deep. It really ain't that deep. It's really not that deep. Which is, it's on the back, so I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. The female main character has 2 friends, a female and a guy. The guy is her ex-boyfriend, and the female is her current girlfriend. And them 2 kept their relationship away from the guy. They don't, not for any reason like they still have feelings for, the guy still has feelings for the girl or anything like that. Just because they knew he would disapprove. Well, she knew he would disapprove. And the other girl just hasn't come out to her family or anything like that yet. While they're being held hostage in a bank robbery, they're arguing about them not telling him, like, so I give this a 3-star. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 2-star, just because I almost DNF'd it. I pushed through. I was like, it might get good, and I was so excited because I found out there was a second book, and I wanted to read it so bad. Now I'm not continuing to read this, and I likely will put this in a free little library. Yeah, so this is very disappointing. If they turn this into an adult book, I feel like I would give it 4 stars. I would have loved this book a whole lot more. The, like, synopsis, the plot, it was there, but the YA aspect of it was just pissing me off, and I was just like, oh my god, please, police, get a grip on life. Anyways. Sorry. After I read that, I was still kind of in a thriller mood, and I actually saw this next book had just been released, and I'm so sad I did not get the like special edition copy of it. But whatever. I read Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. I gave this book 3 stars. It's about a family. The mom dies and all the siblings are basically spread out. One is he became successful and not famous, but just super successful, and he lives far away in different state. One was still at home taking care of the mom, and the other one is a drug addict, and they all end up coming, well, the other two end up coming back home for their mom's funeral. They end up coming across a home tape of their parents and the dead body of a girl that's been missing since basically that time period of this home video. They end up trying to figure out like what happened, what was going on, how their parents get involved in this, and they end up finding out more people was going missing around that time. They were basically investigating, trying to see, did their parents kill this little girl or did they come across the body? My initial prediction when I first started at the beginning of this book was the parents didn't do it. That's what I thought. My initial prediction was the parents didn't do it. As you continue to read, it's like, I don't know. Maybe they did do it. Maybe one of them did it, and the other one got dragged into it. The twist at the end, I didn't really see coming. I didn't really predict that. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give away who did it and who didn't do it and whatever. But I would recommend it. It's a cool thriller books. I feel like I never really rate more than 3 stars because they're not something that I'm gonna read again, and they're typically just not something that I'm just in love with. Thriller is like when I don't know what I want to read, or I want a quick, fast-paced read, you know, something to fill in the gaps. That's what thrillers typically are for me. I was still on my thriller kick, so I went into another highly anticipated read, The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. Highly anticipated. This one was YA. Holly Jackson, to me, does YA pretty good. Like, her YA books don't just irritate my soul, and I can get through them. And I think I gave this one a 4 star, but this one is on the lower end of 4 star, like almost a 3, because the ending kind of like pissed me off. It was, okay, anyways, the main character, Belle, her mom goes missing when she's 2 years old, and she's the only witness. I don't know, I think she's like 16 now, and they're doing a documentary on her disappearance. And while they're doing this documentary, the mom reappears out of nowhere. And basically the girl, the main character, Belle, does not believe her mom's story. She's like, you're lying. I'm finding inconsistencies in your story. It's just too good to be true that you all of a sudden just pop up out of nowhere while we're doing this documentary. So she's doing her own little investigation behind the scenes. The mom's being sketchy. The dad's being sketchy. The family's being sketchy. Everybody being sketchy. So she's like, what's going on? And the ending just kind of pissed me off, because it's like, girl, that's all it took for you to switch up on people like that? Like, that's all it took. Like, in that situation, when you know somebody is a bad person, but it's a person that you've known and loved your whole life, do you really just switch up on them that easily? Like, maybe snitch on them or something, but like to switch up on them like that is crazy to me. I don't know, that's just crazy. And then for somebody you don't even really know, like, I don't know how to, I don't want to spoil it. 4 star. The ending is kind of making me want to lower it to a 3, but I'm not, because Holly Jackson to me is an amazing writer. I love her books. Like I said, she does YA pretty good, so highly recommend you read this if it's on your radar. Then I went back to Kindle books, and I was still in a thriller mood. This was my first Geneva Rose book, and after reading this one, I was like, okay, I can kind of get down with her. She's kind of reminded me of Frieda McFadden a little bit. I wanted to read some more Geneva Rose, and another book that I heard a lot about is The Perfect Marriage, and this one I rated a 4 star. It's about a man getting accused of killing his mistress, and his wife is a huge and amazing lawyer. She ends up representing her husband, and basically you're getting her emotions, what's going on, you're getting his emotions, because he's like, I ain't do this, I gotta prove myself wrong, I feel like I'm all alone, he's on house arrest, so he's like, recruiting other people. And at the end, I already knew at the end what was tea. I already knew what was tea. What happened is very messed up. It's like, babe, you could have just, you know, you ain't have to do what you did. Like, that's just extreme. That's an extreme look. Like, baby, I don't want to say what I'm about to say because it might give away something. So I feel like with thrillers, I cannot really say too much because almost everything you say is going to give away a lot. Anyways, I just know if my man ever cheated on me and I was the lawyer, baby, good luck with that public defender, honey, because ain't no way. Ain't no way. I mean, stick beside your man if you're going to stick beside your man. But, baby, I'm not sticking with you. You done cheated on me and accused of killing her. And you think I'm about to stick beside you? I'm not. I'm not. And that's the way I find out you cheating on me is to go get questioned about and have people trying to figure out if I'm involved in killing your mistress. Insane. Insane. That's a different type of love to stick beside your man. I just feel like I ain't never experienced that type of love yet because Next up, I read Another Man's Baby by Tatum James. Another little filler book. I was out of my thriller mood. I just didn't know what to read. So like I said, I went to Kindle. Another insta love. The woman moves away to be with a guy and turns out he's living a double life. This is not the guy for her. So she has to leave quick, fast, and in a hurry. On her way, ends up getting stuck in a storm and crashing her car. So she ends up having to go to the nearest hotels. And there she finds a guy, which is the owner. She ends up staying the night with him. But he basically fell in love with her. But once she was able to leave after the storm, she said peace out. And then she's going through all that emotional stuff. A little while later, she finds out she's pregnant. The timeline's adding up to her ex-boyfriend. But she still likes the other guy because he treated her so well. And he can't stop thinking about her. They end up linking up again. Finding out that she's pregnant and he's down for the ride, okay? They're navigating their new relationship with her being pregnant by another guy. And him wanting to step up. There's a lot of drama, as you can imagine. A lot of drama. This book, I gave like 3 stars. It was neutral. This one, if somebody asked me if they should read it, I say, yeah, it's a cool, little, quick little read. I probably wouldn't, off the top of my head, recommend it to anybody. I didn't hate it, didn't love it either. Next up, oh my gosh, y'all, I have a whole notes section on this book. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. 5 mother effing stars, okay? 5 mother effing stars. Let me go to my notes, baby. I gotta pull up my notes because I wrote notes on it so I didn't forget. Y'all, this was the first book I vandalized. I knew by page 13 it was a 5-star. Y'all, I highlighted stuff. Ooh, I'm ripping it. No. I highlighted stuff in here. I highlighted. I don't never vandalize no book. It's more up in here, but I'm not about to, show all of it. Y'all, when I say I was cackling, I was crying, I was frustrated, I was, give me a minute. I thought the girls were capping. You girls be capping. The girls be capping. We all know the girls on Booktube, Bookstagram, Booktok be capping sometimes, okay? They weren't capping. This is 5-star. This is my first intro to Abby Jimenez, and baby, I'm about to read her whole backlog, okay? Guy and the girl, they both feel like they're cursed to where they date a person and they break up, and then that person finds the love of their life afterwards. So they decide to date each other to see if they can find the love of their lives after they break up. End up falling in love, of course. The female main character has mommy issues. The guy main character also has mommy issues, but also he ends up having to become a parent to his siblings because of the family situation. This tore all the emotions out of me. It tore all the emotions out of me. I'm death gripping this book because I love it so much, honey. Y'all, let me relax because I'm doing too much right now. Y'all, let me read y'all one of the quotes. And I knew, baby, she spoke to me when I read this line. And I was like, 5-star, page 13. And I had already highlighted some other stuff and laughed about other stuff. But once I read this, I was like, yeah, this is for me. I don't see any red flags here other than he's got a J name. J-named men are the worst. And Facts. Y'all, I've been saying that my whole entire life, and I felt like I was the only person that knew this, but it's in the book. I mean, obviously I'm not the only. J-Man men. Y'all are a different breed. Also, I love that this had like cute little illustrations in the book. That was cute. It's like not at the end of every chapter, but at the end of some of them. And it basically kind of and it's an illustration of something that's significant in the book. There's a couple in here, but I don't feel like finding them all. So I like that. That was in there. It's not like a graphic novel or anything like that, but it does have like cute little illustrations that help you visualize what they're talking about a little bit more. So I like that. Y'all, Justin, oh my gosh. Justin, reading romance for me makes me real delulu. Real delulu, because men like Justin, I'm convinced they don't exist. Because Justin is the epitome, the definition in a dictionary of if he wanted to, he would. Also, of he just don't like you. Because when a man likes you, when a man really likes you, he will go above and beyond. If he really wanted to, he would. And Justin did, okay? Justin, this man was sending this lady evites, like fully concocted evites with surveys for them to go on dates. Who you know that's going on the computer, on their laptop, going on Canva and making a whole evite? Not asking, it's not, let me take you out. Oh, what you want to do? Not a damn thing with you now, because you know, as soon as a man asks me what you want to do, conversation is over. I'm sorry, not sorry, goodbye. Are you serious? You asked me out, and then you want, what you want to do? Where you want to go? Let me know where you want to go. Let me know what you want to do. I'm not letting you know a mother effing thing because you asked. Boy, goodbye. Justin sent this girl a survey. What's your favorite food? What type of activities do you like to do? Do you like this? Do you want me to pick? Would you like to pick till you're comfortable? Like, then he sent her post-date surveys. How did you like Justin? Did Justin do this right? Should Justin have done this instead? What do you suggest for the next date? And then the dates. Oh, y'all. Delulu. I'm Delulu because I want Justin. I want Justin. He just needs to change his name to like, just take off the J and it could be Ustin. But Justin, I want you. I want Justin. Like, I want a Justin. I want a Justin. I'm sorry. I want a Justin. And y'all, reading this book and just romance in general, like, if it don't teach me nothing else, it's teaching me I need to make a very conscious effort to raise my son in a certain way, because I need my son to be this loving, this caring, this considerate to the women he's interested in life, the women that he ends up marrying someday. I will not be raising my son to be a where you want to go type of guy. I'm raising my son to send a survey, okay? He's going to be a simp, okay? Real live men to act like Justin, okay? That is what we need in this world. I love how Jimenez makes Justin show up right on time. You know how they say about God, he may not come when you want him, but he is always right on time. Justin was always right on time for Emma. Whenever anything almost popped off or anything popped off, here come Justin. Like, baby, like, were you just sitting around the corner listening, trying to see, or what? Because he popped up right on time for everything. This man paddled across a lake for hours on a floaty to get to Emma. Y'all, I could make a whole video about this book, but let me keep moving. I want to get all my points out. I also hate that Emma really was not putting as much effort as Justin. I know she was going through her situation, all the stuff she was going through. Justin deserves so much more than Emma. I'm sorry to say it, but I low-key want somebody else for him. I feel like Emma just is not all the effort this man put in for her, and she was just like, for this girl to say, "Oh, you cool with hooking up?" Girl, he just sent you a pre and post date survey. He shows up for you every freaking time you need him. I understand she was going through what she was going through, but I feel like Justin deserves so much more than Emma. I'm sorry, I really do. Like, I don't hate Emma because I related to Emma a lot, but I hate Emma for Justin. Justin needs more than Emma. I'm sorry. Also, can I say, Emma had this thing where she would say that she gets small and there's only 2 people on her island and she's on an island by herself, yada yada, whatever. I feel like that was just very corny. I understand, like, it's her way of expressing her depression. It sounds like something that a therapist would say to you to describe what you're going through. And it just was, I felt like, does anybody actually talk like that? Like, I cannot ever picture anybody actually saying, yeah, I'm on an island. I'm going to my island. I'm getting small. I'm getting tiny. I'm getting super small. I don't know. That part I just didn't relate to. It sounded not like, it just didn't sound like something that people would actually say. I don't know. Maybe people actually do talk like that. I just haven't experienced anybody that talks like that. Maddie, the best friend. Maddie need to learn when to STFU. Maddie, learn when to STFU. Because Maddie is that I told you so type of friend. Yeah, she was there for her, but it was just like, girl, please shut the fuck up. Girl, you cannot. It's like she wanted Emma to erase any and everything that she knew before Maddie and to just accept Maddie and Maddie's family. Like, you're mine now type of vibe. Like, girl, relax, okay? Let the girl love who she loves. Let the girl love on her people and whatnot. Like, Maddie, back up, please. Amber is the scum of the earth, okay? Amber deserves nothing in life. I know she got some mental issues and they really need to, they probably could have went into that a little more, but until I know more, she's just scum. To do what you did to this girl, to lie to her the way you lied to her, you deserve nothing in life. Nothing. This book starts with a "Am I the asshole" post, and I was hoping that it would end with the "Am I the asshole" post, and I love it. It did. Also, the story was perfect for me for the most part. It gave everything it needed to give, honey. Like, it was very thorough. I don't feel like this book is too thick. It could have been less than this. I feel like I needed all of this, and it honestly probably could have been a little bit longer because I feel like the ending was a little bit rushed because she was so thorough through like all it is that this needed to be kind of like wrapped up. She kind of just wrapped it up. Like I said, I wasn't really rooting for Emma and Justin. If you haven't read it, the hype is not fake, okay? The hype is not fake. Next up, I attempted to read Betting on You by Lynn Painter, and I DNF'd it. It was just not given. It's very YA, and the female main character was very annoying. I got this from Free Little Library, and I will be taking this back to the Free Little Library. The only reason it's not in the Free Little Library is so I could show y'all that I DNF'd it. A guy and a girl, they run into each other at the airport, have a not so pleasant interaction, kind of sort of awkward. Then they see each other again some years later, and it's very awkward again. And then they end up working at the same place years later. Yeah, I really don't even want to talk about this. It's going back to the Free Little Library. So next up, I read One by One by Frieda McFadden. Frieda McFadden is actually kind of mid to me. She's a filler book for me. Her books are fillers. Like, if I want to get through something real quick, but I don't want to, start a real thorough book, then I'm going to go for Kindle Unlimited Frieda McFadden, something like that. 3 guys, 3 girls, they go on a hiking trip. Well, actually, they go on a couples retreat type of thing, and their car ends up breaking down. Oh, I just thought of something I didn't think about during the book. But anyways, their car ends up breaking down in the middle of nowhere, and they decide trying to hike to their hotel, and they end up getting lost. And one by one, they start dying and disappearing. And also, they're hearing noises, and they're seeing these extremely large scratch marks on trees, and they feel like something is hunting them. And also, the main couple is going through something, so that plays a part in it. People get suspicious of each other. I will say, there's like, with Frieda McFadden's book, there's always like, not always, but she does this thing where there's like chapters where it's somebody's point of view, but you don't know whose point of view it is. That someone was having flashbacks. We didn't know who it was throughout the whole book. I will say, I did not expect it to be who it was, and the twist at the end I also did not expect. So she got me there, but I will say the book was just a little bit boring for me. Her twist, she is good with her twist, because for the most part I do not. You hungry? What you want to eat? BRB. And I'm back. Next up, I went into the Shatter series, and I'm just gonna talk about it as a whole. I read first 4 books. There's 3 books and 2 novellas in between the first and second, and the second and third book. There's Shatter Me, Unravel Me, Ignite Me, and Unite Me. And there's 2 novellas in Unite Me. Y'all. I had planned to read this entire series this month. And I don't even know if I'm going to end up finishing Shatter Me. This was a highly anticipated series for me, and I've been holding off for so long. I feel like I should have read this last year. If I would have read this last year, then I would have enjoyed this a whole lot more. But again, it's given to YA for me. There was too much dialogue. This whole book, honestly, I feel like all of these could have been one book, and it should have been about this size. It's about a girl. Her touch is lethal. So if she touches anybody's skin to skin, they can die. They don't always die, but they feel extreme pain. It's a very dystopian, after the world destroyed itself, rebuilding itself type of timeline. And the kid, this is reminding me of, I'm gonna put it on the screen, I can't think of the name right now. It's reminding me of that series. And I got 3 more regular books and 2 more novella books to get through. I do want to finish, but I think I'm gonna just take my time. I was reading these so fast too. This took me 2 days because I had to get into the series. On the second day, I read half of this, the first novella, and like a third, a fourth of the second book. And then the next day, I finished basically 3/4 of this book. So pretty much basically the whole book. The second novella and this whole book all in one day. So it's easy to get through. It's just very YA. The plot, I like the plot. I just feel like it could have been done better. It's reminded me so much of that series. I don't know how to explain it. I'm so disappointed in it. I really am. And I'm really just gonna rate it, the series so far as a whole, and give it a 3. It's very mid for me. It's not horrible, and I do kind of want to continue the series, but it's not a priority for me, so I have no idea when I'm going to finish it. I do know I need to finish it soon, because if I don't, then I'm never going to finish it. So I think I'm going to just take my time reading it. I'm not going to binge read it like I normally would do series. When I'm just in the mood, I will throw the next couple books in there. So, I'm sad about this. If y'all know, I was supposed to read either this or Magnolia Parks, and I'm kind of wishing I read Magnolia Parks, but whatever. Next up, I read Finding My Way Out of Darkness by Briyanna on Kindle Unlimited. It's about a girl who ends up getting sold into sex trafficking, and a couple of her childhood friends basically find her, and they're working to get her out of it, and she's working to get herself out. And she also has a lot of trauma, so she's not even remembering these people. So you kind of go through the story of figuring out how they knew each other, how she forgot, how they got separated, and whatnot. and it's a love story. I guess it's insta love, but it's also kind of second chance romance. It's kind of a mixture of both, because they did know each other beforehand, but also they don't know each other anymore. I like the plot and the idea of the story, but it was just given a little too unrealistic. And I know she wrote at the beginning of the book, like, it's supposed to be a happy ending, a fairy tale version of the real life stories that don't get their fairy tale ending. And I feel like she still could have done that, but done it in a better way. Like, it gave Wattpad, you get every possible amazing outcome that I can think of, every twist and turn, like, type of. And then, like, there was a whole, like, not alternate ending. There was a whole twist at the end, and it was just kind of like, baby, you should have done that earlier in the book, because, like, you basically just threw a novella at the end of the book. Like, that had, I don't know how to explain it. It was cool, though. I think I'm gonna give it a 2-star. Because I don't think I would recommend it. Y'all, I don't know nothing about writing, okay? So I'm not no expert. But I feel like she needs a little bit more experience. Because that story could have been so much better than what it was. That story could have been amazing. And it just did not hit hard enough for me. It was just too unrealistic. She could have done it in a very realistic way. So the next DNF was When I Knew You'd Lose Me Too by J.S. Durst on Kindle Unlimited. Y'all, this was pretty much an immediate DNF, because it just was given too, for me. I was just like, yeah, no, this ain't it. This ain't gonna work, baby. No. A guy loses his son, and the son left him in his will, he left him a letter that says, "Dad, to you, I leave the girl in my basement." That gives very exciting. Like, I want to read this. But then you start reading it, and it's like, for me, I just did not like the writing. I just didn't enjoy it. I give it a 2-star. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. Honestly, actually, I DNF. I give it a 1-star. DNF 1-star. And then the last book of the month that I read was Happy Place by Emily Henry, because Just for the Summer really kind of got me into a little bit of a reading slump. And I think that might be why I didn't enjoy Shatter Me as much as I thought I would, because I wasn't in the mood for it. So I wanted something like Just for the Summer. After getting that 5-star feeling, baby, and just falling in love, I needed something similar. And Just for the Summer was my first rom-com. And so I was like, maybe I need to get into more rom-coms. Baby, I think rom-coms is where it's at for me. I think rom-coms is where it's at for me, baby, because this one was a 4-star for me. A friend group, they go every summer to a vacation. The female main character and the male main character were a couple for like 10 plus years. They were engaged. They ended up breaking up, and they had been broken up for a couple months, and they had not told anybody yet. He was not supposed to be on this vacation trip. Turns out there was a reason that he needed to be there, so he ends up being there, and they basically fake dating. I just peeped that as fake dating. Like, it never really, I knew it was fake dating, but it didn't hit me that was fake dating until just now. They basically have to fake date, even though they were known to be a real couple. They're fake dating to appease their friends because they're not ready to tell them yet. And there's a lot of emotional stuff. The friend group situation, like, this book was just so realistic, so relatable for me. I now see why everybody loves Emily Henry, and I think I will also go through her whole backlog as well. And it's really not even that thick. This is like 385 pages. It was enough, and it wasn't too much. Like, it was perfect, and it's done so well. The emotions, you feel it. Like, you feel the vibes. You feel the vibes. And even with the friend situation, like, you just feel the emotions. They're all college friends, and now they're like pushing their 30s, or they're in their 30s. They're in their careers. They've all gone separate ways. They only see each other once a year, and it's years later, and they're like trying to hold on to this friend group. but it's getting harder and harder to hold on to it because they're all living different lives. Female main character has this moment where she has to basically think to herself, while I was going through this traumatic situation, why did I not reach out? She went down the list of all her friends and families and whatever. Why did I not reach out to this person, that person, that person, this person, this person, this person? And she's like giving reasons why she did not reach out to them during her time of need and trying to justify it for herself, not reaching out. And I related to that so bad because, baby, I'm not going to reach out to nobody. I sometimes will literally do that. I'm like, dang, why didn't I call my mom and tell her this? Why didn't I call my best friend and tell her this? Why didn't I call this person and tell them this? Why didn't I call that person and tell them this? A lot of people go through this to where you're like the strong friend and you fight your battles alone. But you're always there for other people, but you just feel the need to fight your battles alone. And I don't know why we do that. And I really want to stop doing that because I feel like there are people out there for me that can, you know, comfort me and be there for me, but I just don't utilize them. And I will literally sit there and try to justify to myself why I couldn't have used or talked to each and every last one of those people. So yeah, this was a 4-star for me. Highly recommend, and I will be going into the rest of her backlog as well. That is my May reading wrap up. It was a very good reading month for me. I had a couple 4 stars, a 5-star. Any month that has a 5-star is great. And this year I have been prioritizing DNF in books. Because usually, like, I used to be like, no, I don't want a DNF. Baby, DNF that book. I'm excited for June. Honestly, I really have no books that I want to read right now. Like, I don't know what to read. I haven't read a book. I haven't picked out any books. I'll probably end up going into some more Abby Jimenez and Emily Henry. I might even go into some more Geneva Rose. I'm really not feeling my current physical TBR. I feel like all of it, I got a lot of fantasy and it's not giving fantasy. I might go ahead and get to Magnolia Parks. Let me know if I should get into Magnolia. Oh, I also might even go ahead and do the Natural series this month. Maybe I'll do either Magnolia or Naturals. And then also some Emily Henry and Abby Jimenez. That's pretty much what y'all can expect from me. Actually, another thing, I've been really wanting to get on my urban romance Zoom again because I feel like I was reading a lot of urban romance at the beginning and end of last year. And I decided to take a little break from it because urban romance sometimes can be a lot when you read it back to back to back. But I want to get into some more Grey Huffington. Oh, I got some anticipated reads for June as well, some new releases. So actually, I do got some stuff. Comment below what y'all are reading this month, what y'all think I should read. If y'all have any suggestions, anything y'all want to see me read, let me know. Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Come back for more videos. Like I said, pray for me and I'll be praying for y'all. And hopefully I'll see y'all more in June than I did see y'all in May. TTYL. I touch that fine for you. I do that 3 more times again. I test